What's going on, world? DS1 Ross, and we back here on Sheep Stay Sleep TV. Shout out to everybody who support the platform. Much love, much love. Salute to everybody that's in the building right now. Shout out to everyone. Shout out to everyone. If you are here, make sure y'all hit that like button. Make sure y'all hit that like button on the way in. And please put a number one in the chat if y'all can hear me clearly. Let me know if y'all can hear me clearly. Let me know if y'all can hear me clearly. Put a number one in the chat. Sound off in the chat for me, please. Put a number one in the chat. Okay. Y'all can hear me clearly. Cool. Shout out to everybody, man. We'll get over here and give some shout outs. Shout everybody out while y'all hit the like button and while y'all share today's show. Make sure y'all share the show. Make sure y'all share the show. Share it on your community tabs, your Facebooks, Instagram, Discord, anywhere that y'all share content. Make sure y'all share today's show because we are going to get into it today. We are going to get into it today. So hit that like button, hit that share button. And let me give the shout outs real quick. Shout out to Charles Ramsey in the building. Blessings to you. Salute. Shout out to Miss Angie in the building. Good to see you. Miss Angie, as always, coming through and holding down the chat. Shout out to Miss Letitia in the building. I appreciate you, sweetheart. Always coming through and holding down the Chizat. Shout out to Sage of the Lotus. Shout out to my man Joe Farrell in the building. Shout out to the OG Mace in the building. Simply Be Yourself. What's going on, Simply Be Yourself? Shout out to my brother, the Book of Ronan. What's going on, bro? Shout out to everybody, man. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to everybody in the clouds. Hit that like button. Hit that share button. We going to get into it today. Oh, yeah. This is one of those topics that we have to talk about. Because I know a lot of y'all that are parents, who are uncles, aunts, big cousins, big brothers, step parents, godparents. I know a lot of us, I'm going to put myself included, that it's natural for us to worry about what the next generations are going to look like, what they're going to be doing in society, what society is going to look like, just being a person in that leadership role. This is what you think about. I don't know. Y'all could sound off in the chat and let me know, but I think about how it's going to be in the next 10, 20 years, with the youth. What's going to be the trend then? What's going to be going on and things of that nature. And I know today, as always, the music has always been a soundtrack. And a lot of y'all worry because this drill rap stuff it has taken over pretty much. It is the new rap form for the youth. It is the way that they express themselves. And just know that drill rap comes in different forms too. It's not just the regular what we had back in 2012 and things like that. It has evolved. But with the music, y'all know comes this lifestyle. And this lifestyle is being promoted everywhere because everyone has a smartphone. Everyone has an iPhone. Well, everyone don't have an iPhone, but everyone has a smartphone pretty much. So they're able to get on the internet. They're able to be on social media. And see, as parents, as big bros and all of that stuff, we got to understand the power of technology on our youth today. Technology is the stronghold of our youth. Why do you think the music intertwined with technology? It is because that is how they want to present music to the youth today. So they slowly weaned us off of certain things over the years. Like my generation, the millennials, we was the last generation that had CDs. After us, nobody really rocked CD players like that no more. When I was in high school, we had CD players still. We still brought CD players to school. Some people still had tape decks, but we had CD players. After the CD phased itself out, we went to the MP3 player. That's when you had all of the download. That's the download era, where you had Morpheus, Napster, and all of those types of programs. So they were already gearing us up for what we have today. And over time, it just got more and more elaborate, and it has made the youth lazier. It has granted the youth a level of access that everyone once had to work for. You see, these children today have the world at their fingertips, where there were so many generations of people who had to go about things the manual way. And in a lot of ways, that was good because it taught the people how to live. It created a certain mindset in the people, which then was passed down through generations. Whereas now, the children it's like they expect a shortcut. They expect the fast track through life. This is what they're looking for because they have the access to it. We didn't even have the access to it. The millennials. We were the beginning of all of this shit. They introduced all of this stuff to us, to our generation. That's why they call us the millennials. All of this stuff was brought to you and brought by the millennials. All of this stuff that you see today, it just got more elaborate over time. And today, the level of entitlement that the youth have, it's due to the level of access that's granted to them through technology. You see? See, I know, because even back when I was young, you used to hear the older people say, oh, y'all living in a microwave society. But now it's even worse. Now we're not in the microwave society now. Now everything is a template. We're in a templated society. Shout out to Intellectual Novice. Asar, what's going on, Asar? Hey, Miss Shaw Newsom. Good to see you, sweetheart. Shout out to you. I was glad you're able to catch the live. Now we're in a template. Everything is a template. And our children, our youth, is fashioning their lives after this. And this is why today's show is called The Age of the Spoon-Fed Gangster. See, because now you have a new form of thug, a new form of gangster. They look like this now. They look like this. This is how they look now. That's how they coming now. See, it's not like your old school gangsters. You know, it's not like the guys who you knew they were gangsters when you saw them. Because you can tell that they've been through some shit. You can tell by their demeanor. Some of them got scars, but a lot of them you can tell by their demeanor that they've been through some, or they actively going through some shit. Where now, due to technology and the way society is today, you have the spoon-fed gangster. You got all these little dudes and these little girls, right? Who are running around just doing dumb shit. Just doing shit for no reason. Just doing shit for no reason. This is what we have today. This is what you see going on with T.I.'s son, Lil Boosie's son. These are spoon-fed thugs, spoon-fed gangsters. These dudes don't know what it is to be a gangster. They don't know what it is to do anything outside of them going home at night. You see, even when they go to jail, they come home at night. Spoon-fed gangsters. This is the age that we're in now. This is the age that we're coming up on. This is going to be the new form of gangster. And they're created and nurtured right here on social media, right here on the internet, on Instagram. You see? This is where they're nurtured. This is where they grow. Homegrown right here in the cyber world. Spoon-fed gangsters. These dudes don't know what it is to struggle. Only thing they probably struggling with is keeping up with their goddamn what? They only struggling with keeping up their grades? What other struggle? Huh? When we talking about poverty, they don't know what poverty is. Gangster shit come out of poverty. You can't talk no gangster shit if you wasn't poor. That is the origin of gangsterism. Doing what you gotta do to survive. Gangster shit is not doing shit because you have access to doing it. That's not gangster, King. That's not gangster, little Tootie. Your name is Tootie Raw. Why would we even take you serious, little guy? And this is no disrespect to you. I ain't trying to disrespect y'all young dudes, but let's just have a serious conversation. You're running around the streets with the name that your family gave you, Tootie. You're a good kid. You should be somewhere on the front of a cereal box, little Tootie. You want to be on the back of a milk carton. I'm trying to understand why your father's Lil Boosie. Your father ain't do enough jail time for you. So your daddy didn't sit in enough courts for you. Because I'm trying to find out why you trying to be on a milk carton or on a wanted poster. Your name is Tootie. Because you're a good kid. Your name's Tootie. Who are you trying to convince you tough, Tootie? Tootie Raw. This is the age of the spoon-fed gangsters, y'all. You got a little boy named Tootie running around threatening to knock people out and to knock people off. His name's Tootie. Tootie. Lil Tootie. Spoon-fed gangsters. Running around talking about gang. Your name's Tootie. You're a good kid. Let's take a look at these kids. Look at little Tootie. Look at his face. Look at his face. He's harmless. Why would you want to go to jail with a face like that, Tootie? And your name's Tootie. Wow. I don't think you want to go to jail with that name, little guy. I'm just being honest. Your name's Tootie. Short and dark skin. And they call you Tootie. I don't think you want to do nothing to go to jail, to prison. Short, dark skin, and your name's Tootie. See, this is how you need to be explained shit to. This is what you need to be hearing. Your name's Tootie. You don't want to go to jail with that name. Because you won't be fighting for just your respect. You'll be fighting for your manhood. You'll be fighting for your manhood. You're not going to just be fighting for your respect, Tootie, to prove you ain't Boosie, son. Nobody can play with you. You're going to be fighting for your manhood. You see? So why you even want to go that route? Don't you want to be at home playing your PlayStation, little Tootie? Huh? What you trying to prove? You ain't got shit to prove, Tootie. You rich. Your daddy rich. You don't have nothing to prove to anyone about anything. All you need to do is do the right thing so you can live long enough to enjoy your life. That's all you got to do. That's all you got to do, King. Why you want to go in the Waffle House and talk tough to people? Who you trying to impress? Why you trying to act like you from Bankhead, King? That's not where you from. And Mills said, sit down, both of you. those prisoners will chew you up and spit you out. Say that again, M. Mills. Shout out to you. Thanks for tuning in. That's a fact, M. Mills. Miss A- what you said, Miss Angie? Miss Angie said he'll have his cheeks snatched up in there. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. What I don't but see, this is the thing. This is the thing. And this is why I said this in the video I premiered. Make sure y'all go and check that out. Thanks, Miss Angie, for sharing the link to it too. But this is why I said this. Shout out to my brother, Mr. Sutton, in the building. Salute, bro. H. Burns, salute. This is why I said this in the video. This is how you know that these boys are not being tended to by their fathers. Their fathers is hoping that they can buy them enough shit so they don't want to sell drugs. Buy them enough shit so they don't want to carry guns. Buy them enough shit so they don't want to rob people. But guess what? It don't work like that. Because we knew that growing up. How many of us grew up in the hood and some of our friends was outside doing shit they ain't had no business with us, and they had good parents? And when I say good parents, I'm talking about parents who earn good money. What you outside with us selling weed and crack? Why you outside selling weed and crack with us? Why you outside talking about let me hold a gun with us? Your mama got a good job. you ain't got to be out here. Your mama buy you Jordans as soon as they come out. What you out here for? See, this is nothing but a repeat of what we already dealt with. But except now, due to technology, it's on steroids. Due to social media, it's on steroids. Because these little kids can maintain a reputation and just be on a computer all day. This is what they do. It's on steroids now. You see? So T.I., Boosie, it's no excuse. There is no, we just got to let them learn. What's up, GQ? It's none of that. Because y'all grew up with dudes and was hustling on a block with dudes who y'all knew shouldn't have been hustling out there because their parents made money. They ain't had no reason to hustle. They just was hustling because they wanted to be part of shit. They wanted a reputation. They wanted to be known. And this is all Lil Tootie and Little King doing. They want a reputation. They want a street reputation because their fathers, right, haven't stopped being street niggas. You see? So now, being that they fathers still operate like street niggas, but they millionaires, the result is what we have today, the age of the spoon-fed gangsters, where you're going to have a lot of these black celebrity children running around doing crime. Because we thought all we needed was the money. What's up, Perfectly Imperfect? Hey, Queena. Good to see you, love. Thanks for coming through and holding down the Chizat. Shaw Newsom says, in prison, Lil Tootie and King will be the same man's boyfriend real quick. I'm not even laughing at that, but that's crazy. You said the same man's boyfriend. But that's true. But this is what we have today. This is what we have today. And it's an embarrassment and a black eye to black men. Because once again, you got to go back to appearance value and how black men show up in the world. So, okay, T.I. successful, Boosie successful, they're successful music guys, you know, they do music, they you know, they this, and they're that. But now, why that doesn't transfer over to their sons? See, this is how other groups of men look at us. You see? They looking like, oh, okay, well, why they not able to get their kids in order? See, that plays into our reputation and how we seen and respected abroad. You see? Because there's a thin line between being a rapper and being a street dude. And for the most part, most rappers who were street dudes initially, a lot of them still operate like street dudes. They just get legal money. And this is why their children are out of control. This is what you see with T.I. and Boosie, these spoon-fed gangster kids. These are kids who shouldn't even be thinking about the streets, shouldn't even think about gang banging, shouldn't even be thinking about shooting nobody or no dumb shit like that. That shit should be far removed from them. But thanks to this right here and the lack of parenting, the lack of fathering, you got these spoiled ass little boys trying to act tough, out here committing crimes, ready to throw their goddamn life away. Instead of using the resources that their parents worked for and putting themselves in a position where they can be the forerunners of their generation. But you know why they're not thinking like that? Because their fathers are not instilling that in them. Their fathers are not telling them, hey, you're my son. Do you know what you can do with that? See, they're not telling these boys this shit. This is why they still think they street niggas. This is why they still think they regular civilians. You're not a civilian, you T.I. son. You're not a normal person. These dudes are running around here acting like they normal guys who join gangs and smoke weed and no, it's not who you are. But who's responsible for the identity in the family? The man. A man. And see, that's lost. See, these boys need some straightening. And for some strange reason, their fathers can't give them that straightening. I don't understand why. I don't understand why. Why you can't give your son that straightening? Why you can't apply that act right? Because you know what's going to happen to the generation of the spoon-fed gangsters? They're going to all die and go to the penitentiary. Doesn't that sound familiar for black men? Dying and going to the penitentiary? Don't that sound familiar, guys? So now, instead of the black millionaire children stepping up and becoming innovators to help other black children to lead the next generation in certain areas in life, they're going down the same goddamn road as the same black boys and black girls in the fucking projects. You see why it's important we got to speak about this? There's no reason why we should see black multimillionaire children behaving like this, wanting to be thugs. When your parents give you everything, so you ain't got to do that. Because that shit is born out of poverty. Gangsterism is born out of poverty. That's what it come from. Drug dealing, crime, all of that shit come from poverty, man. Black men started committing crime to feed themselves, to feed their families, not because they wanted to sell dope. Okay? Y'all spoon-fed gangsters are doing it for sneakers, for Balenciagas. Y'all stealing people identities to eat McDonald's and Pizza Hut and shit. Y'all doing that. See, when we was hustling to buy sneakers, it's because our parents could only buy us one pair for the whole goddamn school year. King, you could wear a new pair of sneakers every goddamn day. What the hell you running around trying to prove anything for when you got everything? And they let you smoke weed in the house. You know when I started smoking weed in the house? When I was smoking weed with my goddamn pops. Rest in peace, Dad. I couldn't freely roll no weed in the house. You crazy? Spoon-fed. See why you got to give your kids structure? Regardless of the money, regardless of what you got? Because then they lose respect. And then they lose their way in life. Now you got these little brats trying to act tough and be gangster. You ain't nothing but a little brat. Sit your little spoiled ass down and stop crying because you can't get your way. So you want to act out and do crazy shit. See, all you got to do, all you got to do with Lil King is jack his little ass up and lift him up in the air with one arm. And then after you do that, you know what you do? You take every goddamn thing from them. That's how you check these little spoon-fed little dudes. I take everything because I paid for it. This is my shit. Take everything from them. They'll walk in their goddamn room, it'll look like a fucking insane asylum. It'll be an air mattress on the floor. The whole room will be white. That's how you teach these little spoon-fed little boys. Oh, you want to smell your ass? Watch this. Watch this. You eat oodles and noodles for dinner. That's what you eat in my house because I buy all this shit. Give me your cards, tough guy. You want to be tough and carry guns? Give me my credit cards. Give my shit. It's mine. Go earn your own shit, then you could carry guns. Go buy your own house, then you could act tough and smoke weed. Give me my shit. It's mine. Give me that. That's mine. Give me that. Pack all your sneakers up too. Here's 5 pair. Give me all that shit. I paid for it. You want to act tough, right? That's my shit. Give it to me. That's how you teach these little dudes who want to be tough, who want to act street. You know why? Because that's what's going to happen to them when they get in that jail cell. That's what the CO's going to be telling them. Take them clothes off. Take those Amiri jeans off. Tough, cute nigga. Take them off. Yep. Give me them Balenciagas too. Give me the joggers. Give me those too. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Give me those. And make sure you take the shoestrings out. Take the shoestrings out. Take them out. Take your chains off. Give me those. Give me that. Give me all that. Yep. See, that's what the CO's gonna tell you. That's what the CO's gonna tell you. So you know what I asked them? If those was my sons, you know what I tell them? Do you want to hear that from the COs or do you want to hear that from your dad? Do you want your dad to take your shit or do you want the police guards to take them? Huh? Because guess what? You ain't getting none of that shit back until you finish your bed. You won't see none of that shit back until you finish your bed, sir. So what punishment do you want? You want to sit in an institution? Or do you want to learn a goddamn lesson and stop acting like a goddamn fool? And be grateful for what your parents worked for to give you, because you didn't work for shit. See, these spoon-fed gangsters think they earned something. They walk around and act like it's theirs. You ain't earned shit. All that little money you got in your pocket, that come from your daddy, boy, and your mama. Your ass don't even pack bags. We used to have to pack bags. Sound off in the chat room if you pack bags for change. That was my god brother's profession as a teenager. Shout out to him. He probably listening from the clouds. Lived off that shit. He used to buy sneakers. He used to buy Chinese food. As a teenager, he lived his life. That's how he worked. These young dudes don't even have no work ethic. They don't put no lemonade stands up, nothing. But walk around and act entitled. Walk around, oh, this is my money. You heard how King was talking in the Waffle House? Nigga, you don't run shit. You a little boy. You a little boy running around with everything in your pocket from your parents. Shut your little ass up. Who you talking to? Them people work. They got a job. They earn their money. How dare you? But that goes back to daddy. Daddy not checking that ego. Because he get that ego from T.I. T.I. got that same ego. He got that same ego. See, his father's supposed to check that shit. Yo, hold up. Don't be talking to them people like that. Them people work for a living. What you do for a living? You my son for a living. Shut your ass up. And go in there and apologize to them goddamn people. You my son for a living. You don't do shit but run your mouth, piss, and shit for free and eat for free. You don't do nothing. How dare you talk to these people like that? And they work. So what if they work in a goddamn Waffle House? You don't even work in your own house. See, daddy's supposed to check all that shit in these little boys. Money ain't gonna check it. You gotta check that shit. Who you talking to? Who you raising your voice at? Who you getting stern with? Like you run something. Like you pay for something. Like you earn something. You could do that when you start earning something. You can do that when you start paying your way somewhere. See, those are the lessons that you learn when you're poor, right, T.I.? But you went and got rich and forgot what was important. And see, that's the problem with most black men. Niggas get a bag and forget what made them what they were, what they are. This is what black men do. We get the bag and forget about the discipline. Forget about that. Shout out to everybody in the building. Hit the like button and share the show. This is what's going on. We forget about the discipline. Forget about that part. We forget about the morals and the character and the principles. We forget to instill those things along with having the money and living a comfortable quality life. See, we forgetting that. We forgetting that. Shout out to Drew Man. What's going on, to Drew Man? Yeah, hit the like button, y'all. Hit the like button and share the show. You see? And this is a problem because if we don't get control of this shit, we're going to have a whole generation of it. I see it coming already. It's starting with these young rappers. The rappers' children. It's already starting. It's already starting. It's already brewing. This is when it's time for black men that's in the industry to step up. Because if y'all are advocates that the violence stop due to drill rap, then what do y'all think is coming after this wave of drill rap? And these guys, what do you think is coming? You think less violence is coming? No, more is coming. You know why? Because technology says so. Technology says so. Because also with technology, we can do what? We can police people more. So that's the two-headed monster of technology. Yes, we can enhance the quality of your life, but we also can then turn around and control how you live. And we can come in and infringe on how you live at any time. You see? So yeah, they could come online, they could do all this shit. But guess what? We already watching them. See, why you think Lil Tootie and Lil King keep getting locked up and coming out? Not just because they got money and all of that shit, but because they already building a profile on them. See, I gotta pay attention. Lil Tootie in Atlanta. They in Atlanta. They in Georgia. Where they handing out RICO cases. Like IHOP handing out free pancakes at times. Oh yeah. They handing out RICOs. Come on. So what you think they doing with Lil Tootie and King? Got them in a profile. Got them in a profile. So what you gonna do about that, T.I.? See, because your son wants to be the top spoon-fed gangster. You see, look who they get into arguments with. They got into arguments with guys like the Island Boys, some more spoon-fed gangsters. Y'all don't see this? The new hip-hop beef with these new rappers. These young guys, spoil kids, spoil little kids. Letitia says, I've been working for 30 years and I am 44. Wow. Wow. Salute to you. You've been working since you was 13 years old. Shit. For what? God damn. And these kids, they are not appreciative, right? Nor are they grateful for what they have because they're not being raised correctly. You see? You know who's raising them? The internet. Technology. Technology is raising them. Technology is telling them what to think, how to think, who to be, what to be. Not the parents no more. The parents are not saying this is the path you should be going. Based on your talent, this is where you need to go. No. They get told by the iPod and the iPad. The iPad tells them what to do. The games tell them what to do. Tell them who to be. Y'all don't see this? Y'all don't see how, with the enhancement of technology, how as parents, we are losing the grips of our own children. And it is because we're not paying attention to our children. We're actually throwing the devices in their face to get them out of your face. And you don't know just how much they're learning off that thing. Because they could be sitting somewhere in a whole nother room for 2 hours and you don't know what they done digested. And this is what has happened with Lil Tootie and Lil King. This is what has happened. Now they're out of control. Now I don't know what to do. You think I didn't talk to my son? You think I didn't talk to my son? I know that energy. I know that energy. Of course you know it. Your job as a father is to try to remove or channel that energy that's in your son. How about you channel it to go another direction and not the direction you went? Because when you went that direction, you wasn't T.I. You wasn't Clifford T.I. Harris. You was the rubber band man. See, you need to explain this to your son. You was the rubber band man. So that's why you had that energy. Your son is trying to be a spoon-fed goon. He trying to act and look tough when he doesn't even qualify. He doesn't even have the makeup for it. He don't have the environment for it. He don't come from that environment. His circumstances don't tell him to do certain things. That's what you're supposed to be explaining to him, T.I. This is what you're supposed to be explaining to him, Boosie. Not allowing them to become what the goddamn internet is grooming our children to become. Because what these machines do without parental advisory and parental supervision is it makes your children desensitized to reality. This is why these little dudes think running around with guns and laughing is cool, because they're desensitized. They're desensitized. And they've made life into a game simulation using technology, using social media. So now it's funny. They don't even understand how serious it is for them to be running around doing what they're doing. They don't even understand that where they are and currently in the environment, they are trying to charge all that type of activity that these little boys are doing, and they're throwing it under the banner of gang activity, which constitutes a RICO charge. So once again, they're going to wipe out a generation of black men. I thought, aren't you an advocate for certain things, T.I.? I don't know about you, Boosie. Huh? Don't you speak for black men? Wasn't you trying to speak for black men when you had Kevin Samuels up there? Rest in peace to Kevin Samuels. Huh? Wasn't you kind of speaking about how black men need each other and black men need to work with? So your son need to understand that. But we just gonna keep letting the internet raise them. If the TV raised us, if the gangster movies and all that shit raised us, we gonna let the shit on the internet raise our kids, right? The age of the spoon-fed gangster. All these little kids running around here spoiled. All of them want to act tough and all that, but they're spoiled. They get whatever they want. But what they're missing is they're missing the love. They're missing the care. And this is why, even though they're spoon-fed, they're gravitating to the gangster lifestyle because they still feel abandoned, like the gangsters. They still feel left out, disenfranchised. They're still hurting. They still feel impoverished. This is why they're gravitating to the gangster shit, because they like how gangsters celebrate their pain. You see, this shit is deeper than what we think. See, this is why Lil Tootie want to be a gangster. This is why Lil King want to be a gangster, because they want to be celebrated. They want to be revered. They want love. They want people to shower them and celebrate them, because they're not getting that. They get the money. They get the little cars and they get that. But they don't get that other shit that they see gangster niggas get. That reverence, that honor. That's what they want. That's what these young boys want, because daddy ain't give it to them. Daddy ain't tell them you the man. So they want to go out in the world and show everybody by committing crime and doing degenerate shit that they're a man. When they fathers is supposed to direct that energy to go somewhere else. That ain't being a man. That's being a degenerate. Destroying your community ain't nothing gangster about it. You a sucker. And before you think about being a gangster, be a man first, because your daddy is a man. See, that's what they supposed to that's what you're supposed to tell them. Y'all not telling them that. And just like these goddamn celebrities, it's the same way in the hoods. That's why back in the day, some of our friends who was spoon-fed was outside with us, trying to do gangster shit, trying to run around with us. And we was running around because we was broke and poor. Our parents was just barely making it. That's why we was doing shit. But we had our little spoiled friends who was getting $100 allowances every week, trying to run around and do shit with us. Run around catching juxes and shit with us. For what? Because we made them feel loved. And that's why a lot of them, they shared their money with us. They bought us shit and all of that type of shit. And shout out to them. Because those still our homies. We didn't use them because we really loved them. And they knew that. But that's why they gravitated to us. Because we gave them what they wasn't getting in the house. And this is what Lil King and Lil Tootie doing. And we getting ready to have a whole epidemic of this type of shit. And it's going to be nasty because it's all going to be displayed right here on the internet. It's going to be displayed right over here. Just like the bloodbath from the drill war, from the drill rap wars, was displayed right here all over the internet. Showing little black boys, showing black men dying, being exterminated. T.I., your son deals with the constant threat of extinction. Boosie, your son deals with the constant threat of extinction. Your son is going to have to deal with incarceration. Yes. Yeah. You know why? Because you're not teaching them how to avoid that shit and how to use what you worked your ass off to their advantage. And this is a message to all of you that's running, who are housing the spoon-fed gangsters. This is not just for the rappers. Because a lot of y'all got good careers and y'all making six figures and y'all kids want to run the street too and pop pills and be gangster. And for what? So you could be just like them gangster niggas in jail and dead when you could be in your house driving your little 5 Series Benz, going to work, being a productive citizen in society, because that's why the fuck we got out the streets and straightened our life up to do. See, why y'all not talking to y'all kids like that? Stop talking to your fucking kids like you owe them something. You don't owe them nothing. You gave them every goddamn thing. And maybe that's the problem. Because see, when you're poor, you got to work for everything. Make them work for something. Make them earn it. Because then they'll cherish it. Shout out to everybody in the building. I appreciate y'all for tuning into today's show. If you enjoyed today's show, the Cash App is going across the screen. Cash App $SheepStaySleepTV. Cash App $SheepStaySleepTV is where y'all can go. Shout out to everybody in the building. Cartel, salute. Intellectual Novice says a BMW or a Benz can't equal a pop's love. Facts. Facts. Shout out to everybody in the building, man. I appreciate y'all for tuning into today's show, man. Cartel says, why is it that T.I. older sons are doing well and positive, like Damani and Messiah, and Little Major and King is the black sheep problem child? That's a good question. That's a good question. Mikey Slim's channel. Salute. Salute, Mikey Slim. Mr. Sutton says, I definitely pack bags. Troy Avenue Associates Supermarket. Shout out to my bro. Shout out to my bro. You already know. Come on, man. What's good, Bucket? Yeah, I like Damani's music too. I listen to Damani's music for sure. And he stay in his lane. And his other oldest son write children's books. They stand in their lane as they supposed to. Hey, what's up, Toya? Good to see you. The teacher says, DS1, I just refuse to be another statistic. And though I used to, yep, and you used to do all of that crap. I know. I know. Because that's what it's about. It's about growth and development. That's what it's about. But see, we have to instill that shit in our children. Rich or poor, man. This is why I say everything goes back to the internal. All roads lead back home. It all goes back to the internal. If that shit ain't right, nothing's right. Period. Or nothing's gonna keep going right. Because you're never gonna have peace in your life. And I'll be damned if I'm a multimillionaire and I gotta worry about getting phone calls about my son going to jail, jumping out of my goddamn sleep and all types of shit. Nah, man. I'm gonna have to fix that problem. But shout out to everybody for tuning into today's show. If you donated, I appreciate it. Much love to you. Much love to you. Shout out to everybody in the building. Shout out to all the visionaries. Make sure y'all get down in the comment section and let me know what y'all think about today's show. Also, get down in the description box. Follow us on all those links. Click all those links. You can follow us on all of those platforms. Shout out to everyone once again. DS1 Ross, Sheep Stay Sleep TV. I appreciate y'all for coming through to today's show. I appreciate all the donations. Much love. DS1 Ross, Sheep Stay Sleep TV. And remember, brothers, we are our own agency. We are our own agency. We'll catch y'all on the next one. Peace.